Hi there, welcome to the Future Technologies Conference here in Vancouver, Canada. With me, fellow countryman Tjeerd Olde Scheper, talking about his most recent research. So tell me, Tjeerd, what are you up to researching?
Well, thank you, Jan-Jaap. Well, firstly, I'm interested in dynamic systems and primarily how biological systems solve problems to do with dynamics. And dynamics, I mean how things change in time and how they can adjust themselves behavior to address these particular problems.
And why are you interested in this? What good will it bring when you find out how it works?
Well, primarily because there are a lot of problems that are currently exist are based on problems to do with in engineering and medicine that aren't addressing this issue of dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of systems are based on some sort of steady state proposition. And it occurred to me when I was studying, I actually studied medical biology a long time ago. And now I'm a mathematician, so that's how things turn out sometimes. That these problems can often only be addressed by, facing the fact that systems are not steady state. Yeah. And the world that we live in is in fact a highly nonlinear system. And I go as far as saying that it's in fact a chaotic system, therefore inherently unpredictable. So from my point of view, the question then becomes, how do biological systems function in this chaotic, complex world? And there's a lot to be learned from that.
And once you crack that nut, what will it change in our lives? What good will it do to the world?
Well, what I hope to bring to it is, in fact, that we can then say improve the performance of a lot of different systems. We can adjust for individual variabilities. We can make things more personal. We can make it more based on the variabilities that a particular person has, but also within groups and also on the different circumstances.
Could you give me one example for me as a person?
Okay. Well, one example is, and this is a sort of work that I'm working on currently together with my research student, is the problem of glucose homeostasis. Now, if you are diabetic, then there are different types of diabetes, of course, but then you have a problem with the fact that your body has to deal with this amount of glucose whenever you eat. And the currently solution is that you inject a certain amount of insulin. Yep. Now, the classical model of homeostasis is based on the fact that there's this feedback loop between the pancreas and your blood level in glucose. And even when I was a student and biology at secondary school, I never really was happy with this model because you have these blocks of, pancreas and muscle and fatty tissue and brain connected by this one feedback loop. And then the argument was that the feedback loop was more important than each of those blocks, which are magnitudes of, different complexity. And it occurred to us that really what the point is how do those very small cells in your pancreas know, just based on local information, how to adjust to produce enough insulin to create a stable global dynamics. And that's the sort of work that I think could be very interesting and very important because it will allow us to adjust this type of treatments for people to their particular needs very easily, because it will allow us to say, well, it's not just a matter of giving a huge amount of insulin, but giving the smaller amounts of insulin at different times, and that will reduce the amount of side effects.
Tailored to me personally.
Tailored to you personally, tailored to your particular profile. And then, of course, once we know what those different profiles could be, we could store them into a global database and compare them with other people. And then we can also say, well, where you are in your progression of disease or of your treatment.
Okay, interesting stuff.
Thank you.
We are here at the Future Technologies Conference. Where do you think that technology will take us in future, let's say in 10 years' time?
Well, as a mathematician, the simple answer is there won't be that much different. But there will be sort of more emphasis on, I think, the more pervasiveness of computing, creating of small devices that will allow us to wear. We're already sort of on the track of making that happen, of course. And of course, the introduction of more computers that do stuff, i.e. robotics. But not so much in the house because those are difficult problems, but more about solving tasks that people are that are very boring or are very labor intensive, as is already happening. To think of warehouses, delivering, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. So far about this conference, how do you like it?
Yes, I like it very much. Thank you.
What is it that you like about this conference?
Well, usually the sort of conferences I go to are either very highly mathematical or are highly focused on particular applications, like for health science or that sort of stuff, or neuroscience, that sort of directions. But what I like about it is it's a quite high level conference, so you can sort of hear things that you wouldn't normally be able to hear, and that will allow you to sort of think about things slightly differently. And I think that's always interesting to hear about stuff that that might challenge you and that might make you think about things.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the conference. And if you would like to see more interviews like this one, know more about research like this one, please check the website. There's tons of stuff there. Thank you.